right, this is a typical deer that comes in. Somebody's gutted it up. What I'm going to show you is two things. One, how to keep this thing or skin it in case you wanted the whole thing tanned. But this gentleman wants a shoulder mount. So once I get down to where we're going to work on the shoulder mount, then I'll explain how you keep going to do a tan, but we're going to continue to take it off for a shoulder mount. Our first cut is going to be right up the leg. And this is so that when you tan it and you lay it out flat, it's nice flat hide. You're not going to have big cuts in the hide. And right now I'm just using a plain old scalpel blade for this part here. You can use any kind of skinning knife. I'll be using another skinning knife in just a little while here. Let's see how that opens up that nice fresh meat there. Now I'm going around the other leg. Now you're going to cut this off up here. You don't want the muscles up in here, because if you grind that in with your hamburger, it just becomes gristly. So as far as I'm going to skin is just right here. This is where I'm going to be cutting that leg anyway. Once you get it cut free from the leg, then it's pretty easy. Then you can just pull on it, keep a lot of tension on it, and then you're just touching the membrane. That's all you gotta do. You're not really cutting it, you're just touching it with some sharp knife, sharp blade. And she's gonna come right off of the carcass. Now we're gonna start the other leg. One thing you don't want to do is cut into the hair and leave hair all over the meat. Makes it harder to get the hair off the meat, and of course it takes away from the flavor and the taste of the meat. Now you're just going to continue to see how that's coming off of there. You're going to just continue to take this all the way down. If this was going to be a flat hide, other than that one little hole I put in it, you're just going to turn around and take this all the way down, all the way to the neck, cut it off at the neck. Now as a cape, we're going to do a little bit different here. I'm going to switch knives now. This is just a flared out skinning knife. A skinning knife because it's got a round flare to it and it keeps from cutting into the hide. Okay, now we're down to the tail. Now some people take a Sawzall and cut the tail. Some people use big knives. It actually is quite easy to cut the tail. There's a bone right here. And by just cutting through that bone at an angle, and after cutting the tail, I'm going to sharpen up my blade. We use an AccuSharp here at our shop. Puts a very, very fast blade back on. It only takes 3 or 4 swipes. And you got super sharp again. So you're just touching that, and you can see how that tail was freed by cutting right through that little membrane right there. And we just keep going side to side, grabbing the hide, pulling it down, and separating the membrane from the hide itself. You can see this little, just by pulling that, it just comes right on down. Now we're going to open up these flanks a little more. This meat right here, you can just leave it on the hide. It doesn't make any difference. If you took all that and was careful, you're only going to save yourself about a half a pound of meat. But it's going to take you double the time. There's a lot quicker ways of doing this. But because the gentleman on this axis here is having a shoulder mount done, we don't want to get too quick and put a bunch of holes and have to come back and sew them up later.